Okay, since you finished your first page yesterday, today you're going to go back to your forgiveness essay, and today you're going to do your graphic organizer, which is the I. So turn your paper to the next blank page, and you're going to create your I. So you're just going to draw a big I on your page, leaving room at the top and at the bottom. So this graphic organizer, the top is for your intro, where you will have your hook, your glue, and your controlling idea. So you can go ahead and pause the video and write your controlling idea, which should be in box 3 of the first page. So your controlling idea should be something similar to, it is important to forgive because blank and blank. Okay? So this is your reason 1 and this is your reason 2. So this box here represents body paragraph 1 and this box represents body paragraph 2. So in body paragraph 1, we know that we have real. We're going to restate our controlling idea with only reason number 1. So this body paragraph becomes all about reason number 1. Then we give our specific example from help, history, entertainment, literature, or personal. Then we add all 3, at least 3, details that support our example and prove our reason. Remember to write that. Details must support my example and prove my reason. And lastly, I have my L, where I link it back to my R. So I have my reason number 1 from my controlling idea. I have my example, is very specific and comes from help. And I have my 3 details. My details must support my example and they must prove my reason. Okay? And then I have my link sentence where it's going to link it back to my reason. Okay? So, remember, these don't have to be complete sentences. They can be notes that are going to help you write your rough draft. Now for body 2, I'm going to have teal. And again, all your details are going to be this. Okay, for body 2, I'm going to have teal. So body 2 is all about reason 2. So my transition is going to be transitioning to reason 2. So I could use not only is it important to forgive because blank, but it's also important to forgive because, and go to my next reason. Or I can transition to my next body paragraph, going from my first one to my next body paragraph. This transition is very important. It has to flow. Your paper has to flow easily to your next reason Then you're going to use another example from help that supports your reason number 2. You're going to add your at least 3 details. And remember, your details must support your example and prove your reason number 2. And then you're going to link it back to your transition. Okay? So look, I have so far my hook. And when you do your I, you can just talk about what type of hook you want to try to use. You have your glue that explains your hook and leads into your controlling idea. Body 1, you have your reel. You restate your controlling idea with reason number 1. You give an example that proves reason number 1, a specific example. I want to see imagery. I'm going to add my details. This is where I add all my imagery, my figurative language, my vocabulary that proves my example and supports my reason. Okay? So then I'm going to have my link it back sentence. I'm going to close this paragraph up. Then I'm going to transition to my next reason. So my reason number 2 is my transition. I'm going to have my second example that's going to be a specific example, and I'm going to add my imagery, my details, my figurative language that explains my example and proves my second reason. And then I'm going to link it back to finish up this paragraph. And finally, I'm going to come to my conclusion. In my conclusion, I'm going to restate my controlling idea in a new and effective way. And I'm going to end with a bang by perhaps linking back to my hook. How can you bring your hook back into your essay to bring it full circle? Okay? So now what you're going to do is fill in your graphic organizer. You should have everything filled in order to start your rough draft. So your homework for now is to fill in this graphic organizer and be ready to write your rough draft.